Juliet Charlie Foxtrot CQ10. Okay, the station ending Golf Mobile, I didn't catch the call sign, but please go ahead and I'll try to get you in the logbook today. The station ending Golf Mobile, this is M0, JCF listening. Okay, big QSB on the signal. You're peaking 4 and 1. You're just peaking 4 and 1, and I'm missing the call sign. I think I heard Delta Juliet, and then I hear the end Golf Mobile. So I will try to stay with you, get you in the logbook today. But my name is Mark. That's Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo. And I'm 20 kilometres southeast from the City of London and just using 30 watts, the 30 watts peak. So I'll try to stay with you. Go ahead, sir. Okay, we're almost there. I know you're using 60 watts. I think you gave me a 5 and 5, and I now have you as Delta Juliet 6. Then I have a gap, then I have Golf Mobile. So I'm using just a 5/8 wave vertical antenna, so I cannot direct in your direction. And I'm only using, as I say, 30 watts. I'm using a Fox Tango 817 and a homebrew amplifier as a homebrew amplifier and low pass filter. The low pass filter may be dropping your signal very slightly also, but no problem. I think I could probably work it out from QRZ, but it'd be great to actually get that call sign. At the moment, you're at best a 3 and 1, just a 3 and 1. Back to you, sir.
Okay, thank you for 2 and 1. And can you repeat your call sign again for a short time?
Yeah, Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. You were readability 5 that time. Big QSB brought you up. Go ahead, sir. Okay, one more time with your call sign. You were 5 and 3 that time. One more time, please. Yeah, got you now. Delta Juliet 6, a Romeo Golf Mobile. 5 and 3. 5 and 3 was your peak, but the QSB is severe and keeps dropping you down. But I know you're near the town of Frankfurt, or the city of Frankfurt. Thanks for this contact. I really do appreciate it. And thank you for your patience. Always good to get a mobile station in the log. DJ6 RG Mobile. This is M0 JCF. Take care. And auf Wiedersehen, mein Freund. Alles gut.
Yes, I do. Juliet Charlie Fox, that was 100% copy, Mark. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
73, good luck. QRZ, Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Fox.
Charlie Tango 1, Echo Delta Alpha.
Yeah, Charlie Tango 1 Echo Delta Alpha. Very good audio, sir. I'll give you a report on the next over, but my name is Mark. That's Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo, and I'm 20 kilometres southeast from the City of London. Over to you, CT1 EDA M0 JCF.
Thank you for calling and thank you for listening to the call. I copy you 5 by 9, 59 to you today north of Portugal. My name is Manuel, Mike Alpha November Uniforme Echo Lima. and my city is Viana, like Victor India Alpha, November Alpha, a small town in the Atlantic coast in north of Portugal. Mike Zero, Juliet Charlie, Florida, from Charlie Tango 1, Echo Delta Alpha.
Very good, Manuel. CT1EDA M0JCF. Thanks for coming back to me. 5 and 7 is your peak, with QSB dropping you down to about 5 and 2. But 5 and 7 is your peak, Manuel. Thank you for the 5 and 9. I'm using today Yaesu Fox Tango 817. I'm using a homebrew, a linear amplifier, just the 30 watts peak, and my antenna is a vertical 5/8 wave. Manuel, back to you.
Roger, thank you for the information. It's a very good job. Your 817 and your homemade amplifier. I'm running 100 watts PEP. The rig is a Linko DX, and my antenna is a vertical antenna from a city's band tuning in this frequency now. I'm operating my second station for holidays and weekends in the camp, near Front Mark. So thank you for the 5x7 report. It's very good for my working conditions. Mike Zero, Juliet Charlie, Florida, Charlie Tango 1 EDA.
Yeah, CT1EDA M0JCF returning. Absolutely fantastic job coming from you, Manuel. Always great to work Portugal with sporadic E. My daughter and her boyfriend are in the Algarve today. They travelled to Portugal yesterday and they have a camper van. So they are going to drive around southern Portugal. And I was telling her last night, the WX here, Whiskey X-ray in England, is now about 30 degrees in at the middle of the day. We had just blue skies, no wind, no rain, just hot, just like Portugal. Back to you.
I'm in the other side of the Algarve, okay? I'm in the north, in the Spain border. So the wind today is the temperature is coming down. We have about 25 degrees centigrade, and we have snow in this moment. A little snow is very agreeable. The last 2 days are very hot. Today at the moment is good, but in the afternoon I think is hot again. But again is very beautiful for me. Is very agreeable this weather. Okay, Mike. So many thanks for the contact. All the best to you and your family. Good luck, good EX, and I hope to meet you again. Mike Zero, Juliet Charlie, Florida, Charlie Tango number 1, Echo Delta Alpha.
Yeah, CT1EDA M0JCF returning for the final. Manuel, an absolute pleasure to get you in my logbook today. I'm pleased that once again my amplifier is working, and it's always good to work sporadic E into Europe on 10 meters. I find it a lot of fun. I find it very rewarding. Take care, good luck, enjoy your day, and 73 to you and the family. Bye-bye, old friend.
Congratulations for your setup. Is doing a very good job. Many thanks, 73.
Yeah, you're welcome. Good luck and bye-bye. Mike Zero, Juliet, Charlie, Foxtrot, QRZ.
DL5 AWR.
DL5 AWR, very good morning to you. A nice loud signal. I'll give you a report on the next over, but my name is Mark. That's Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo, and I'm 20 kilometers southeast from the city of London. So let's find out who you are and where you are. DL5 AWR M0JCF.
Okay, Mark, DL5 AWR. Very good morning. From Germany to England, and I looked up on your QRZ.com site. Okay, Mark, you'll see the report here 5 by 85 by 9, very strong signal, very good. My working condition here is a transceiver from ICOM IC7300, only 100 watts, and my antenna is a dipole, all band dipole, indoor, my friend, indoor, and only 100 watts, not amplifier, was a report here from the French authorities. Very sunny, little bit wind, not so much, and the temperature is 25 degrees, 25 degrees. Our weekend, I think it's the temperature 30 over 32 degrees. Microphone back to you, Mike. Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot, DL5AWR.
Yeah, DL5AWR M0 JCF returning. Wolfgang, very nice setup there. That indoor dipole, very impressive. You momentarily peaked 5 and 8. With QSB, you're dropping right down to the floor, but still a Q5 audio, still Radio 5 on the audio. Absolutely no problems with the audio. So you're swinging 5 and 1 to 5 and 8 on the QSB. Today I'm using very simple and old equipment, I suppose. I'm using a Fox Tango 817 radio by Yaesu, the little QRP radio, but I boosted the signal with my homebrew amplifier and low pass filter. I'm looking at the meter, peaking about 30 watts today. Some days it's 50 watts, some days it's 20 watts. Who knows? The amplifier does its own thing, and the antenna is very simple as well. It's a 5/8 wave vertical, but of course it's outside. The base of the antenna is about 5 or 6 meters from the ground, and then the rest of the antenna obviously straight up, and that's the way it's working. Whiskey X-ray here, well, we're expecting around 30 degrees this afternoon. I would imagine it's in the low 20s at the moment, maybe 23, 24. It's a beautiful day here, blue sky, no clouds, and I think we have this weather for the rest of the week. Back to you, sir.
Okay, the L5AWR back. Okay, 30 degrees in England. It's not normal. It's not normal. I think in England it's rain, wind, and very cloudy. 30 degrees blue sky. Oh, congratulations, my friend. In Germany, I think in this summertime, the temperatures like in the Sahara. You know what I mean. Okay, Mark, thank you for the nice contact. Thank you for the nice QSO. All the best from Germany to England, to United Kingdom. 73, good luck, good DX. Thank you very much for the nice QSO. Bye-bye, back to the file. Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Foxtrot, Delta Lima 5 Alpha Whiskey Radio.
Yeah, DL5AWR M0 JCF returning for the final. Yeah, Wolfgang, it was fantastic to speak to you today, and there's a nice opening on Sporadic E the last few days. I hope that this carries on, and we have good short skip conditions for 10 meters. It's not all DX. For me, short skip on 10 meters is very exciting. When I use homebrew equipment, I find it just as interesting as DX. I say vielen Dank für das QSO, and ich hoffe Sie bald zu treffen, and auf Wiedersehen, mein Freund. Alles gut, and apologies for the poor German.
Okay, Mark, you speak very good, very nice German. Okay, I understand you. Goodbye, my friend, all the best, and I hope I see you again on this band or another band. Bye-bye, all the best to England. DL5AWR now clear with Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. Bye-bye, goodbye.
Auf Wiedersehen, mein Freund. QRZ, Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot.
Oscar Echo 8 Kilo.
Yeah, Oscar Echo 8, kilo, kilo, kilo. Lovely strong signal from you. 5 and 8 on your call in. 5 and 8. My name is Mark. That's Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo. 20 kilometres southeast from the city of London in the county of Kent, down there in the southeast of England. You have your report, 5 and 8. Hopefully it will stay like that. I'll give you technical information on the next over. Oscar Echo 8. Kilo, 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 M0 JCF.
Yeah, hello Mark. Here is Oscar Echo 8, kilo, kilo, kilo. The name is here Martin, and I'm here on the south of Austria, very near to Slovenia and Italy. South of Klagenfurt is the city, and I'm here in Verlach, or Dulich. And your signal here is the 59 plus 10 dB. On a 12 element beam in your direction with 200 watt here in the ICOM 7760.
Okay, OE8 KKK M0 JCF. Thanks for the 5 and 9 plus. Yeah, you're peaking 5 and 8. I think maybe that antenna is doing all of the hard work. You say 12 elements. I'm wondering, is that 12 elements on 10 meters? Is it a mono bander or is it a multi-band? And maybe you're using 3 or 4 elements. Today, Martin, I'm using a 5/8 wave of vertical, so a very simple antenna. The radio is a Fox Tango 817 by Yaesu, but I'm using a homebrew linear amplifier and a low pass filter, and I was watching the meter earlier and I was peaking about 30 watts, 30 watts. So I'm using simple equipment, homebrew equipment and old equipment, everything in one there today. Martin, back to you.
Perfect condition and perfect work of you. My English is very bad. I learned here on the frequency a little English. We are very near to Slovenia and I must go a little Slovenisch. Dann ist noch 9 Alpha from Croatia, a little Italy and noch the German. The German is many bad in speaking. Yeah, very good. Yeah, we have in this moment schon 30 degrees. I go outside and I listen to give a fire for cooking. It's for me a little looking. I have no time on the day, always on the night, and on the night is no the band open. This is a little the problem. But the antenna is good working, the transceiver is working, and I see a very nice thing live from near London, from near London, 1,200 or 1,300 kilometers in your direction. Also, noch good luck and good peaks and 73 noch am Mark. Oscar Echo 8 kilo, kilo, kilo and bis zum nächsten Mal.
Yeah, pleased to meet you, Martin, and doing a fantastic job. A very good signal coming from you over that distance. Some sporadic E-clouds still over France and southern Germany, northern Italy. So hopefully a lot more sporadic E-contacts for you. Good luck and auf Wiedersehen, mein friend. Take care. Bye-bye. 73. QRZ, Mike 0, Juliet, Charlie, Foxtrot.
Delta Lima 5, Mike Charlie, Quebec.
Yeah, Delta Lima 5, Mike Charlie, Quebec. Very good morning to you, old man. My name is Mark. That's Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo. And your signal, 5 and 8 on the call-in. You were 5 and 8 on the call-in. I'll give you the technical information if you'd like on the next over. So DL5, CQ10m JCF.
Mike 0, Juliet Tango Sierra, I believe, I'm not sure, in the suffix mark. A very good morning to you. Many thanks for calling me and for the signal report. You're also 5/8. You're also 5/8. Very good signal here into the Munich area. The name name here is Edgar, like Echo, Delta, Golf, Alpha, Romeo. Edgar is the handle. And my QTH here is Ingolstadt on Danube River, about 60 kilometers north of Munich, Mark. So Mike, back to you. Mike 0, Juliet Tango Sierra, Delta Lima 5, Mike Charlie Quebec listening.
Yeah, DL5 MCQ. A correction on my call sign is Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. That's Mexico 0, Japan, Canada, Florida. There you go for your logbook. And thanks for the 5 and 8, Martin. Well, today I'm using a little Yaesu Fox Tango 817. I'm using a homebrew amplifier, so 4 watts from the radio. My amplifier gives me about 30, maybe 35 watts today output, but we're a little bit less with the low pass filter, a little bit, maybe 1.5 dB loss through the filter, and the antenna is a 5/8 wave vertical. And Edgar, I see we worked last year. We worked 2 times last year, in both in June, so a year ago we worked twice, and the radio I was using then was the Yaesu Fox Tango 757 Golf X-ray. So another Yaesu, but maybe that one was 100 watts. But today 30 watts from the homebrew amplifier. Back to you, sir.
Roger, roger, Mark. Now I have your call sign correct. Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. This is Delta Lima 5. Mike Charlie Quebec returning. Yes, my pleasure to work you again, Mark. You said we have had 2 QSOs last year, also in June. I think there has been sporadic E also. My working condition here is an ICOM IC 7300 running 100 watts output, and the antenna is a multi-band ground plane antenna, for 10, 15, 20 and 40 meters, and it's situated about 10 meters above the ground, Mark. The weather here is very nice, it's sunny, and the temperature is about 26 degrees centigrade at the moment, Mark. Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Foxtrot, DL5 MCQ.
Yeah, DL5 MCQ M0 JCF, absolutely fantastic. That antenna sounds very similar to one I have in a box. I have the Diamond GP6, or it's the Diamond CP6, a trapped vertical antenna, which maybe when the cycle 25 has finished in a few years, I'll replace my 10-meter antenna with that antenna. But at the moment I don't need it. I use a long wire for the lower bands. Yeah, your signal dropped from 5 and 8 to 5 and 1, so there's a big QSB, and it's quite possible when I look at the maps that the sporadic E clouds are moving, or maybe changing slightly. They are still over eastern France, so they are across France, but from north to south on the eastern side of France is where I'm seeing those sporadic E clouds. So I would imagine that's how we're getting our signal across Europe, from you to me to you. Well, absolutely fantastic. Always good to get you in the logbook, and hopefully we'll do this again at some point, Edgar. I'll make a few more calls, and then I'm going to get myself back in the sunshine. We've had lots of sunshine in southeast of England at the moment. It's about 23, 24 degrees at the moment. We're expecting a high of around 30 degrees, 30 degrees Celsius. So it's a great day to be in the sunshine. As you know, in England, it generally just rains, but for once we have sun. So I don't need to be indoors all day playing with radio. I like to be outside with the creatures, the bugs and the flies. So can I wish you a very good day. Thanks for the sporadic E contact, and I look forward to the next one, Edgar. If not very soon, maybe next year, sporadic E. So vielen Dank für das QSO, and ich hoffe, es bald zu treffen. Auf Wiedersehen, and alles gut, 73.
Roger, Mark. I'm very sorry we had a lot of Q's Baker on your last over, so I can hear you talking, but I don't understand any word. But at last, your signal was coming up again, so I could hear your final mark. Yes, propagation is very changeable propagation here, sporadically today, between United Kingdom and the Munich area, Mark. So many thanks for the nice QSO. Hope to meet you again in the future, and have a good time and have a nice day. I hope to see you soon again, Mark. Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. This is Delta Lima 5, Mike Charlie Quebec signing off and clear. Bye-bye.
Ja, auf Wiedersehen, mein Freund. 73, QRZ, Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. Nothing is heard. CQ10. Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Foxtrot, CQ10. Okay, Delta Oscar 1 with Mike, another station also called in. Please can you stand by? The Delta Oscar 1 Mike, who is a QRP station. Please go ahead, sir. Yeah, Delta Oscar 1 Mike November Lima. A QRP station. This is Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. My name is Mark. That's Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo. I'm in the southeast of England. I'm just 20 kilometres southeast from the city of London. I understand you're QRP in your garden. I'm not quite QRP. I'm just using 30 watts. But let's see how this goes. Your signal looked like 5 and 1. It looked like 5 and 1, but with the QSP on sporadic E, it could be less, it could be more. Over to you, Delta Oscar 1, Mike November Lima, QRP. Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. Okay, Michael, thank you for the 5 and 2. Yeah, you are 5 and 1. And with QSB, you are dropping to 3 and 1. 3 and 1. You're not making any movement on the meter. My radio is Fox Tango 817 by Yaesu. I'm using a homebrew linear amplifier, 30 watts, 30 watts, and my antenna is a vertical, 5/8 wave vertical. I understand you're using a dipole. Michael, I won't hold it with you because of the QSB. But vielen Dank für das QSO. And auf Wiedersehen, mein Freund. Alles Gute, 73. Thank you, Michael. QRZ, Mike 0, Juliet, Charlie, Foxtrot. Okay, Echo Mike, please stand by. Station ending Echo Mike, please stand by. Italy Uniform 2, go ahead, sir. Yeah, Italy Uniform 2, India Oscar Tango. Very good morning to you. Thank you for the 5 and 9. You are just 5 and 7. 5 and 7. The name here this side is Mark. That's Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo. I'm in the southeast of England, about 20 kilometres southeast of the city of London. Today I'm using a Fox Tango 817, a homebrew linear amplifier with 30 watts. watts peak, and the antenna is a vertical 5/8 wave. Back to you, sir.
Thank you, Mark. 415 and 9, but a little bit of QSB sometimes you're just fading down to 5 and 7. Anyway, I'm using this on my side. I have the Kenwood TS-850, 100 watts into a vertical antenna. Weather conditions here are pretty good here in Ponte Vico, Brescia province, even though Ponte Vico is closer to Cremona than Brescia. Anyway, clear sky, 30 degrees centigrade, and a beautiful day. Not humid, warm, but very a little bit windy, so very comfortable. So back to you, Mark, from IU to IoT.
Yeah, IU2 IoT-M0 JCF returning. Yeah, very, very good. Lots of QSB on the signal today. Whiskey X-ray here. We have lots and lots of blue sky, sunshine. About 23, 24 degrees now. We expect a high of around 30 degrees and no rain in the southeast of England for the rest of the week. So it's a good week to be out in the garden. Before we go, can I just take your name again, please? I didn't write your name down. What is your name, sir?
Mark, okay, my name is Andrea, Alpha November, Delta Radio Echo Alpha, Andrea. And the Tango, Papa Oscar, November Tango, Echo Victor India Charlie Oscar. So back to you, Mark.
Yeah, Andrea, no problem whatsoever. I tell you what, you've got a very, very good audio for sporadic E. When your signal drops down towards 0, the audio is still radio 5, very, very strong. Okay, old friend, it's great for you to call in to me. I really do appreciate it. Somebody else was calling in at exactly the same time as you, so just want to make sure that they can get a report from me. Can I wish you and the family a fantastic week, and I say grazie mille for this QSO, and arrivederci, ciao ciao, 73, and good luck, old friend.
Good luck, Mark. Thank you for, and I also send you my best regards to you and family. I hope you have a nice end of the week. Bye-bye, Mark, from IU to IoT.
Yeah, you are welcome. Thank you. Grazie mille. QRZ, the station was also calling who I asked to stand by, please. Okay, the Italy Uniform 7, I think you were a QRP station. Very difficult to hear you. Just 3 and 1. Give me your call sign again. I'll try to get you in the logbook, but you are very weak. Back to you. Okay, the Italy Uniform Station, QRP, very, very weak. Very difficult to hear your call sign, sir. Very difficult to hear your call sign. But my name is Mark. That's Mike, Alpha, Romeo, Kilo, in the southeast of England, near the city of London. I'm only using 30 watts and a vertical antenna. So give me your call sign again a few times, sir. I'll try to give you a report, but I don't think we can have a long conversation. But you are QRP. I would like to get you in the logbook. Back to you, sir. I think I have Italy Uniform 4, November Kilo Juliet. If that is correct, if I do have Italy Uniform 4, November Kilo Juliet, please give me a QSL. I may have that number wrong. Back to you, sir. Grazie mille, and take care. I will log you in QRZ, not a problem. Thank you for calling in, but you are just a 4 and 1. It was the best. 4 and 1 was your best signal. Grazie mille and arrivederci. Ciao, ciao. Yeah, my call, Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot, Mexico 0 Japan Canada Florida. $73, good luck. QRZ Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. Okay, nothing is heard, CQ10 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot, calling 10.
Delta Hotel 4 Romeo Alpha.
Yeah, Delta Hotel 4 Romeo Alpha. Very good morning to you. Apologies, I may be just a very tiny bit off frequency. I touched the VFO, I will correct that. But my name is Mark, that's Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo, and I'm 20 kilometres southeast from the City of London. I'll give you a report and technical details on the next over. Delta Hotel 4 Romeo Alpha, this is Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot.
Juliet Charlie Foxtrot, this is DH4RA. I'm working on 433 RX and TX 433. The name is Roland and you're 5 and 7 at the moment, 57 here. Loud and clear without any problems here, very quiet frequency. And the location is 100 kilometer north of Regensburg, Mark, over.
No problem, Roland. I have you. 5 and 8 is your report, and yeah, a very good audio on your radio. Yeah, I was very tiny adjustment. I literally just touched the VFO, and just in case I sounded odd, I needed to correct that. But yeah, 433 is the frequency. Today, Roland, I'm using a Fox Tango 817 radio. It's 4 watts, feeding my homebrew linear amplifier for 10 meters, about 30 watts after the low pass filter. I'm just seeing a peak of 30 watts, maybe about 25 watts. And the antenna is a vertical 5/8 wave. So I'm using very simple equipment, homebrew equipment and old equipment today, Roland. Back to you.
Rig information and also with the output power around 30 watts you said, running about 70 watts, 60-70 watts from an FTDX101 Delta, and also a vertical antenna, that's CB antenna, Super 16 antenna. And they're doing a good job on 10, also on 12, and also on 15 meters. It's not too bad on this band with the stereo S16 antenna. Simple antenna, but they're doing the job for this band, especially also for 10 meters mark. Normally I'm using a lot of the time WARC bands with an OptiBeam on top of the building. The 4 elements from OptiBeam, the small OptiBeam. And that's my interesting amateur radio playings on WARC bands. I'm not a contest mark. So back to you near London, Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Fox, DH4RA, over.
Yeah, DH4RAM0 Juliet Charlie Fox returning. You know, the CB antennas are so common. So many people are using Citizens band antennas on 10 meters. I'm just using the Venom, the high gain Venom, which is just a standard aluminium rod. And I just made the top section very slightly shorter for 10 meters. And like you, I use 12 meters quite often, mainly for DX in the winter. On 12, it's a fantastic band to work the United States. It can be very, very quiet, and unlike 10 meters, that can get, even though it's the largest band we have, 10 meters can get very, very crowded very quickly, especially at weekends. If there's a competition on, for 10 meters is full up from 28.3 right up into the 29 megahertz band. I also on 10, I like to use FM and AM on the 29 megahertz, but during sporadic E, I try to just work local Europe. I find it a lot of fun, and it also gives me then the opportunity to use homemade equipment and simple equipment. I do like to build a small amplifier, small transmitters, etc. So yeah, it's just a lot of fun, and I think sporadic E gives us a good opportunity to test things, because, you know, if you're trying to experiment with homebrew equipment, DXing, sometimes with the language differences, and, you know, with just accents, sometimes it's not just language, accents, it can be difficult to get across what you're trying to achieve. So that's the story, Roland. DH4RAM0 JCF.
Okay, all copy and no problem. Also good audio from the old FT-817. I have also a FT-817 since I think 2004 here in the Czech, but very rare in use, especially when I'm going to Sosa and something. I use most of the time the KX2. I found it the best of QRP outdoor transceiver. I had also IC705 and some other radios, but the current range is absolute fantastic with the KX2. And that's right what you said, 10 meters and opening, but very, very rare in the last time I'm using 10. Couple of years before I'm also experienced in FM or something, what you said, with a lot of people in the club, relay stations on 10 or also simplex on 10, especially when sporadic E, you can build a couple of good USOs also on the simplex 10. But most of the time I'm working on 17 meters. That's my favorite band, but at the moment very poor conditions, very, very poor conditions, especially for DX or something. We had unbelievable bad K numbers, number 3 and 4, and that's very, very hard and difficult. Working DX also with horizontal antenna. That makes the job not easier with the K3 or K4 at the moment. Okay, thank you for the contact. Shortly the WX situation, sunny day and blue sky and temperature. So I think so 28 degrees, but I think that's also in near London. So back to you for the final mark. Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Fox DH4RA, over.
Roland, it was an absolute pleasure to have this QSO. and very interesting. Yeah, you're quite right about the DX conditions, not fantastic, but you know, with the high sun activity, with high solar activity, we expect blackouts, we expect noise. You know, everyone, well, not everyone, but you know, some people think that when we're at solar maximum that everything should be fantastic, and of course it is, but then you know the downside is you expect with that activity a lot more negative effects from the sun. But you know, I find it great fun. I look forward to the autumn equinox when we shift and the propagation shifts back to the northern hemisphere. It's great to work South America, South Africa, and sometimes you know it's nice just to try and work all of those US states. I'm missing about 6 or 7 states now. Hawaii and Alaska are the 2 most distant ones, and then the central western USA is eluding me at the moment. But you know, I've got the rest of my life to try and get those and tick the box. Absolute pleasure, Roland. I say vielen Dank für das QSO, and auf Wiedersehen, mein Freund. Alles Gute, 73.
Okay, Mark, it was a pleasure to talk with you. Greetings near London, and thank you for interesting QSO, and catch you again in the future on the band. Good luck and have a great day, Mark. Mike, Sierra Juliet, Charlie Foxtrot. This is Delta Hotel for Romeo Alpha near Bayreuth. Bye-bye.
Yeah, goodbye, old friend. Take care. QRZ, Mike 0, Juliet, Charlie Foxtrot, southeast of England. Nothing is heard. Juliet, Charlie Foxtrot, calling 10.
Delta Kilo 9 Hotel Alpha.
Delta Kilo 9 Hotel Alpha, very nice, very strong signal from you today. My name is Mark, Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo. I'm in the southeast of England, about 20 kilometres southeast from the city of London. I'll give you a proper report and some technical details on the next over. Delta Kilo 9 Hotel Alpha, Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot.
And my QTH is in the north of Bavaria, in the near of the city of Bayreuth. And your signal here in this moment, you have 5x7 and the radio 5. QSL.
Yeah, Harold, very nice to hear you today. Thank you for the 5 and 7. You're peaking 5 and 8, Harold. You're actually 5 and 8 on the peaks, little bit of QSB. This is sporadic E, so we expect signals to be up and down all of the time, but yours is good and strong. Today, Harold, I'm using a Fox Tango 817 by Yaesu, the QRP radio. I'm sure you know it, but I'm not QRP. I'm using a homebrew linear amplifier. It's 30 watts peak output, and the low pass filter I've added maybe drops it 1.5 dB, but not a problem. The antenna, very simple, just a 5/8 wave of vertical, so a very simple antenna. Harold, back to you.
Delta, and my antennas are also a homebrew. It's 43 meters long and about 12 meters above the ground mark. And my output power here in this moment, I have an Acom 700S. And with 700 watts output in this moment. QSL.
Yeah, QSL. Well, that explains the very good signal. 700 watts, I think you said, but please correct me if that is wrong. Absolutely fantastic signal. You also have a fantastic audio, and I believe that even if your signal was low, your audio would still be good. A few stations today, they've been giving me Santiago 1, or rather, the bar graph wasn't moving, the needle wasn't moving, and they still had very good Radio 5 audio. So I think the audio is always what makes a good contact, whether it's DX or sporadic E. It's always good to try to get the audio good. Whiskey X-ray here, Harold. We have a beautiful day here. I've been telling everyone we expect about 30 degrees at the top today, 30 degrees Celsius. It's probably about 25, 26 degrees out there now. So it's a very, very warm morning. So that's the story, Harold. Not a lot else to tell you. Just working some sporadic E, and then I'll be back in the garden and just to enjoy the sunshine. DK9HAM0 JCF.
Your modulation is excellently here. A very, very good modulation from your side now. Okay, the weather here north of Bavaria, we have 23 degrees and beautiful sunshine in this moment. Okay, Mark. Sorry, my English is it's not so good, Mark. Okay, thank you for a short Q&A, and I hope I catch you again on frequency. I wish you 73, and good luck and goodbye, Mark. Ciao, DK9 Hotel Alpha.
Yeah, DK9HAM0 JCF. Harold, your English is far better than my German. My German is tiny, but vielen Dank für das QSO, Harold. And ich hoffe, Sie bald zu treffen. Auf Wiedersehen, mein Freund. Alles gut und 73.
Your German is very, very well. Okay, Mike 73, ciao.
73, good luck. QRZ, Mike 0, Juliet, Charlie Fox. Okay, I think I've got Echo Alpha 5, Juliet Echo Zulu is what it sounded like. You were very weak to me, but please correct me if that's wrong. My name is Mark, Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo, and I'm 20 kilometres southeast from the city of London. Echo Alpha 5, Juliet Echo Zulu. This is Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Fox. Go ahead. Okay, nothing is heard, nothing is heard. QRZ, QRZ, Mike 0, Juliet, Charlie Fox. CQ Tango 817. So I'm using homebrew equipment, old equipment, and very simple equipment, Roy. Back to you, IU5, RPJ, M0, JCF.
Up and down in Turkey, not very important, and seeing a very satisfying in my site. Well, my friend, we try the best. Hope to meet you as soon as possible, and God bless you. Ciao,
grazie mille, and I say addio amico mio, 73, arrivederci, ciao ciao. QRZ, QRZ, Mike 0, Juliet, Charlie Foxtrot. Nothing is heard. 0, Juliet, Charlie Foxtrot on 10.
Delta Oscar 3, Golf, Delta India.
Yeah, Delta Oscar 3, Golf Delta India. Thank you for calling in today. You are 5 and 4 on the call in. My name is Mark. That's Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo, and I'm 20 kilometers southeast from the city of London. I'll give you another report, and I'll give you technical details on the next over. Delta Oscar 3, Golf Delta India. This is Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Foxtrot.
Thanks for the QSO, Mark. My name is Dieter. I speak a little English. Your report is 5 in 5. My station is the ISO 991 Alpha. 23 meters over the ground earth and 1 kilometer antenna. The microphone to you, Mark. Delta Oscar 3 Golf Delta India, Mexico 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot.
Yeah, Delta Oscar 3, Golf Delta India. Dita, very nice to speak to you. Your English is great, my friend. Your English is good. Much, much better than my poor German. But yeah, 5 and 8. You are peaking 5 and 8. Thank you for the 5 and 5. No problem. Today, Dita, I'm using a Fox Tango 817 by Yaesu. My amplifier is homemade and 30 watts, just 30 watts output. My antenna is a vertical 5/8 wave, Dita. Back to you.
Ja, thanks, Mark. Alles Roger. QFZ.com, yes, viele TX noch, is a stress-free week for you and beautiful TX, Mark. Delta Oscar 3 Golf Delta India, Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. Thanks for the cool show, Mark.
No problem, Dita. I also see we worked back in May, so if you hear me again, come and say hello again, and we'll make sure that my German is better. But vielen Dank für das QSO, Dita. Vielen Dank für das QSO. And ich hoffe, es bald zu treffen. Auf Wiedersehen, mein Freund. Alles gut, alles gut. QRZ, Mike 0, Juliet, Charlie Foxtrot.
Mark. Viel Spaß noch beim Hobby. 73, good luck, my friend.
Yeah, good luck, mein Freund. Alles gut. QRZ, Mike 0, Juliet, Charlie Fox. You're not actually registering on my radio. It's just your radio 5, no problems, but you're not giving me any signal. I'm using an FT-817. I'm using a homebrew amplifier with 30 watts, and I'm using a 5/8 wave, a vertical antenna. So today, Manfred, I'm using simple equipment. I'm using homebrew equipment. And I'm using just, old equipment, really. The radio is old, the amplifier is homemade, and the antenna is very simple. So it's interesting that the report for you at this moment is 5 and 1. But, with sporadic E, that could change at any time. Very interesting. DL5, DAJ, M0, JCF.
Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Foxtrot, Delta Lima 5, Delta Alpha Juliet returning. Yes, it's really interesting to see that even 30 watts and a very good antenna produces a single 5/8 here on my horizontal 3-element Yagi. The equipment I'm using here is a Fox Tango 897, but I've also this old Fox Tango 817, and from time to time I use it for portable operation, mostly using a little vertical antenna that I can put on the socket on the roof of my car. And so normally I only have the 5 or 10 watts output, so I think it's only 5 watts. the maximum output without amplifier. Yeah, sometimes when conditions are even with 5 watts, so some maybe about 1.5 2 years ago, I had a contact with the United States. But on the other hand, he had a very huge tower and a very, very big Yagi antenna, and that made it possible to work this station with about 5 watts out of the Tango 817. Yeah, weather report here in Germany. At the moment we have a very nice summer weather, about 21 degrees Celsius, and blue sky, only some clouds, real pleasant weather conditions outside. So the microphone back to Mike 0, Juliet, Charlie Fox, Delta Lima 5, Delta Alpha Juliet.
Yeah, DL5, DAJ, M0, JCF returning. Well, just been watching the meter during that QSO, Manfred, and you know, your signal was swinging from 0 to S7 very, very quickly, up, down, up, down. Your readability was always 5, absolutely no problems with the readability. That is probably the most important part for this sporadic E contact today, is that your audio is very, very good. But I like sporadic E, Manfred. I like to work a local short skip sporadic E during sporadic E season. I find it can be just as challenging as working DX in the winter on 10 meters. It makes it interesting, but as I was telling someone else, I also find it makes using homebrew equipment a lot easier, because when you're working DX and you know, maybe the person thousands of miles away can't really hear you, and you're trying to explain, you know, you're using homemade equipment or simple equipment, or you know, one of my restored radios, sometimes it's difficult to get that message across. So I find sporadic E a fantastic opportunity to try out 10 meter band amplifiers and filters, etc. And of course sporadic E on 10 meters is with us regardless of the sun's condition. So when we get down to sunspot minimum, we know we can rely on sporadic E on 10 and 12 meters to give us those contacts to do the experiments. And that's just the way I think about it. Manfred, back to you.
Okay, Mike 0, Juliet, Delta Alpha 5, Delta Alpha Juliet returning. Yes, at the moment, short skip here on 10 meters is pretty astonishing. So normally under normal conditions, when propagation is a bit better due to solar activity, often the minimum distance is maybe around 1,300 kilometers. But this morning I took already to a station in Austria, maybe around 500 kilometers away or so. And this station also had a nice signal of 5x9 here with some QSB. So on the other hand, from time to time I have also quite a high noise level on 10 meters. Don't know exactly where it's from. At the moment it's pretty low, so about maybe S2, but sometimes it can also go up to maybe S5, S6. So apparently it can come from nearby installations, let's say maybe solar converters or other devices, household devices, LED lighting and so on. So it must come from far away, because if it was here out of the neighborhood, so it should be there constantly. But from time to time it's pretty up, and then it goes down again. So at the moment it's very calm to other conditions. Yeah, I've also tuned a bit on the 6 meter band on 50 megahertz, but at the moment I couldn't get any station in SSB. The only thing I see in the cluster is that a lot of stations are active in Tango 8, FT8 or FT4, so in the digital mode, but nobody here on the 6 meters in SSB. Mike, back to you. Mike 0, Juliet, Charlie Fox, Delta Alpha 5, Delta Alpha Juliet.
Yeah, DL5 DAJM0JCF. I know what you're saying about the 6 meters. Unfortunately, my 6 meter band dipole is in my attic. I'm in my garage at the moment. This is where I have all of my old equipment that I like to restore and use. And I've got the small 817 in here with me to test this amplifier. And yeah, the dipole is in the attic, and I have an IC 7300 up there. So if I'm in the attic, then you know I try to work 6 meters. It's stuck though. The dipole is stuck up there, radiating southeast or northwest. So it limits me sometimes in the contacts that I can get on 50 megahertz. But I've never worked a DX on 50 megahertz yet. But then I've never really tried. It's not VHF isn't really the thing that interests me. I'm actually very interested in the lower bands, top band 80 meters, 40 meters, and for the UK 60 meters. We do have 60 meter allocation as well. So sometimes I'll go to 50 megahertz if I'm near the radio. But you know, my attic in this weather, we have beautiful weather here at the moment. It's about 25, 26 degrees at this moment in time. We expect a high of around 30. And unfortunately, my attic, when it gets to those temperatures, my attic approaches 40, maybe 42 degrees Celsius. And it's just far, far too hot to be in there. You know, it's like sitting in an oven. And you're quite right about the QR Mexico from LED and solar chargers. Yeah, we have LEDs in my house that in the winter when my wife turns on the kitchen lights, they're LED, but they're on a dimmer, and the dimmer causes me a noise on 10 meters. And about half a kilometer away, somebody has their solar panels on the roof, and I notice that at sunset, that is when I get some noise on 10 and 12 meters. In the summer, no problem. I don't notice it because the sunset is very late. And then in the winter, though, I know that once it gets to around 4 p.m., 5 p.m. in the afternoon, that's it. Their solar charger comes on, or the converter comes on, and I can hear this hash about Santiago 3, Santiago 4. And if the DX is very weak that day, I just give up. The IC 7300 is quite good though. I can remove a lot of the noise, but sometimes if I'm using my older equipment, it just can't handle the noise, and I give up and I go and do something else instead. Maybe watch TV or cook dinner or do something. But that's the story, Manfred. DL5 DAJM0JCF.
Delta Lima 5, Delta Alpha, Juliet Johnny. Yeah, those electronics, they can produce a lot of broadband noise. So I have had one experience maybe about 2 years ago or so, and so all of a sudden I noticed that here on 10 meters where before the band was calm, all of a sudden there was a noise level of maybe around S8. And so I went out of the house with a little receiver in order to see where it came from. At first I thought it came from the nearby municipal water pump, because in this little building they have also installed a lot of control devices, computer equipment, and all kinds of stuff. So I thought it came from this little building, maybe about 20 meters away. But then I saw that the signal went a bit stronger when I came near our house. Then I went upstairs and I saw that the noise was very high, so at the switchboard. And then I switched out the circuit breakers, one after the other, and all of a sudden when I had switched out the circuit breakers for our daughter's room, the noise was away, and the noise came from a little power supply supply. So switch mode power supply, little one that you put in the socket, that supplied power to a little LED strip, and maybe that the Chinese manufacturer had simply omitted some coils and some capacitors in order to get it a bit cheaper, and so this little switch mode power supply was a kind of broadband transmitter, and so it went straight into the switchboard, and so all the other lines, they were also working as antennas. So I simply cut the cable, put in an old-fashioned power supply with only a transformer, a rectifier, and an electrolytic capacitor, and so it never ever came back, this broadband jammer out of Chinese production. So the microphone back to you. Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Fox Delta Lima 5 Delta Alpha Juliet.
Yeah, DL5DAJM0JCF. I know. Yeah, I've been there. I've done that. I have traced so many telephone chargers and all sorts of things. But, you know, sometimes we can't avoid them. If it's the neighbours, if it's local neighbours, we just can't go around all of the neighbours and tell everyone that they need to throw all of their switch mode power supplies away. Interesting, I also use switch mode power supplies for amateur radio, and I use converted server power supplies. I find the Hewlett-Packard ones are particularly good, and I've converted many of them, giving me sort of upwards of 90 amps. But they are RF silent. There's absolutely no noise comes out of those switch mode power supplies. You can even use them on VHF and UHF. No noise. They are fantastic, but of course they are built to be RF quiet. They're bulletproof and they will run forever. But anyway, I have a message from my wife. She would like me to run a short errand, so I need to go QRX for 5 minutes, Manfred. So it's absolutely fantastic to speak to you. A fantastic signal from you. As I say, the QSB is taking you from 5.0 to 5.8, and but I can hear you all of the time, no problem. But I must go and run this errand. You know, the station manager, she's in charge, and if she says that this errand's got to be done, it's got to be done, and the radio can wait. Talking to strangers is second. She says, you know, the house comes first. So I have to go QRX. I may be back on frequency again if it's not taken. If it is, I'll go somewhere else. But great speaking to you, and I look forward to the next time, Manfred. It was a fantastic long QSO with you, around 15 minutes, and it held up very well. So can I wish you and your family 73, and I say vielen Dank für das QSO, and auf Wiedersehen, mein Freund. Alles Gute 73. Over to you for a final. Dankeschön, mein Freund. I'll pass on your kind regards. This frequency is clear for use. Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot is temporarily QRT. This frequency is clear for use.